Hello and welcome to a little guide to using the Canon XA10. In this film we'll try and explain some of the basics about the camera to help you get started. It will hopefully be useful for people just starting out who don't have much experience of cameras, and we'll show you how to set up the camera to film and record sound. So the camera comes in this bag, and inside should be camera, obviously, a couple of batteries so you can power the camera, leads for the mains so you can either connect it to a wall and power it that way, or you'll need it to recharge the batteries too, and obviously headphones so you can hear what you're recording, a light so that if you're filming at night time you can still see what you're doing, and very important should be a cable which will allow you to connect it to your computer. There you go. There's a few other cables in the bag too, but we'll not worry about them for now. Let's start by putting the battery on the camera. It's fairly simple. You take the camera in one hand and the battery in the other, push it up the way. It should click in very easily without any real force. Now we're going to put the camera on a tripod. Take the tripod out of the bag, position the legs as you want them. You can possibly extend the legs. You can do that by unclipping them here. As part of our kit for these cameras only, we're going to leave the plates on the cameras, so you should find that it's already there. So to put the camera on, make sure this lever is pointing forward, line up the plate and slide it on. Now you can only take it this far, and you have to twist this little button here and you should be able to slide it to the end. To properly secure it, you then need to tighten this lever up by pushing it back in the other direction. It should now be pretty secure. Make sure, because if not it can be very detrimental to your filming and obviously to the camera itself. Okay, next we'll attach the arm to the tripod. It's pretty simple really. Just put the screw in this way. Tighten the lever and angle the arm the way you want it. When you're finished with the camera, you just reverse those steps and take it off the tripod, leaving the plate on the camera. We'll leave it on for now and we'll look at the tripod a wee bit more. As well as adjusting the position of the legs, you can also choose to pan and tilt with the camera. To allow yourself to pan, slacken off this lever here. And to tilt the camera, you can unlock it with this wheel here. You can decide how much flexibility you want in the tilt using this wheel here. If you want it to be quite free, maybe you're filming something fast moving, then you can slacken it off by twisting it in the direction of the minus sign. But if you want a steadier, slower tilt, then tighten it in the direction of the plus sign. One other thing to be aware of is to have the camera level, and the tripod gives you a hand with a little spirit level. If the little bubble is not in the circle, then the camera isn't dead level. You can fix it adjusting the legs if you want, but an easier way is to use a handle underneath. Unscrew it and manoeuvre it so the bubble is in the little circle. Once it is, tighten it back up and that should be it ready to go. So now let's have a look at the camera itself. The power button is here. Press it and switch the camera on. On the other side of the camera there's three possible modes. There's auto, M for manual and cinema. Let's start with auto. This is the easiest mode to work in. It's most suitable if you want to let the camera do all the work. So all you have to do is point the camera at whatever you want to film and press record. And you can find the record button here and here. Take the lens cap off, and as you can see, we can monitor our picture either using the flip out screen or the viewfinder. In my opinion, there's no right or wrong way to work, it's down to what you prefer. The screen is obviously bigger, so maybe that's better, but bear in mind it uses more power, so the battery won't last as long. Before we record anything, let me just point out a couple of other things. In other cameras at UWS, we record onto cards, but with these we don't need to bother, as we're just going to record onto the internal memory, which is plenty of space. So you can ignore this little door here, which is for SD cards. The screen has some more information that we should look out for. Next to the camera icon will be the number of files you've recorded. So you can see we've recorded 1 at the moment. Here is the amount of hours and minutes we have left on the memory. As you can see, it's actually at 18 hours and 40 minutes when the memory is empty, which should cover just about anything that you want to do. Here is also the amount of minutes left on the battery, and that's obviously very important to monitor that. In auto mode, the camera will work out the light, the focus, and everything else you may want to consider, so you can concentrate on the filming. There's not much for you to think about at this moment, but one thing you should think about is sound. If you're in a pretty quiet environment, then the likelihood is the sound will be fine. For example, a room or an office or a TV studio. But if you're in somewhere noisy, like a pub or in a street with cars and buses going past, then maybe you need to think about sound. If so, connect a mic into channel 1 here and switch from internal to external here. It's already on it, magic. Make sure you connect the headphones to the cameras so you can monitor the sound, and you can control the level of sound you record using this little wheel. The other thing to think about is the light. Now we've plenty of lights available in the store, but as you'll have seen, we have this little LED light which comes in the bag, and you can attach that to the camera. There's a little shoe on top of the camera and you can slide the light on. Make sure it's on securely. It's really handy and it's obviously very portable too. You can switch it on at the back using this little dial, and that also controls how strong you want the light to be. So use your judgment. You can alter the light a little using these filters. The orange one will warm the picture up a little bit and make it look similar to the lights in a normal house would look. This clear one will spread the light out a little and will make the light a little softer so it doesn't look too sharp on your subject. One last thing we have to point out before we record is the lever to zoom in and out. There's actually two. Probably the most convenient one is here, just at your fingertips. There's one on the top also, and that's a little slower. So it depends what effect you're looking for. And that's it really. If you're happy with how things look and how they're going to sound, then hit record, which are here and here. Now I don't need this light, so I'm going to turn it off. Film your scene, and when you've got what you want, hit record again to stop recording. To review what you've done, press this button here, and it will show you the clips you've got. To watch one back, just press on the screen and it should play. If you want to film some more, then press this button again and you can do some more filming. Once you've got enough, then you're ready to import it onto a computer and edit it. And we'll show you how to do that in the next video.